What's the dumbest rule you've ever been caught breaking? My high school had this bizarre rule that students weren't allowed to wear any hats or head coverings indoors unless it was for religious purposes. The logic was something about maintaining academic focus, but it really just became a power trip for the hall monitors, especially Mr. Kendall. He was a retired Marine who treated tardies like war crimes, and once gave detention to a kid for wearing a beanie because the heating was out that day. Anyway, one winter we had this charity week where every grade did events to raise money for local shelters. Our class came up with the idea of Hat Day. Donate $5 and you get to wear a hat all day. Everyone loved it. We printed flyers, set up a donation box, and even got the principal's verbal approval. The morning of Hat Day was amazing. People came in with sombreros, fedoras, even one guy with a Viking helmet. We raised nearly $300 by first period. Then, right before third period, Mr. Kendall storms into the cafeteria like he's raiding a building. He starts yelling that Hat Day isn't formally recognized by the school board and that it violates dress code. Kids start panicking, ripping hats off left and right. I stood up and said, "Sir, we got the principal's approval." He wasn't having it. "I want every name of every student who participated," he barks, "or I'm reporting this entire grade for defiance." I was class president, and I'd had enough, so I walked over to the mic in the cafeteria, tapped it twice, and said, "Attention everyone, Mr. Kendall says Hat Day is illegal. Now, if you're wearing a hat, please remove it and place it on the floor next to you." Everyone just stared, confused, until I added, "Technically, the rule says hats can't be worn. Not that they can't exist near you." Within seconds, everyone around the room started placing their hats dramatically on the ground like it was some kind of ritual. People lined them up perfectly beside their feet or on their chairs. Mr. Kendall's face turned bright red. He shouted that we were mocking school authority and violating the spirit of the rule, which wasn't even a thing. Then some genius in the back pulls out his phone and starts filming Mr. Kendall fuming while 200 hats sit neatly on the cafeteria floor. I walked up and said calmly, "We're complying, sir. Not a single hat on a single head." He stormed off, saying we'd all be hearing from the superintendent. That night, the video of the hat protest went viral on local social media. By the next morning, it had over 10,000 views and the caption said, "Student body legally obeys dumb rule and still wins." Our principal called me in the next day, not to scold me, but to shake my hand. He said we found a creative way to raise money and challenge poor policy without being disrespectful. 2 weeks later, the no hat rule was quietly removed from the student handbook. Apparently, the superintendent watched the video and said, quote, "Well, technically, they followed it to the letter." To this day, people still talk about the hat revolution of junior year, and every time I visit the school, someone always asks if I'm the girl who led the silent protest with 200 hats.